All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast here on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL.com, the 1010XL app, the 1010XL YouTube channel, and we also live on Facebook here on my page, and we'll be up on 1010XL's Facebook page a little bit later on. Brought to you by my good friends at Team Tommy Mac, a group of businesses that do it right. They're always there when you need them. No, you may not need them right this instant, but guess what? When you do, they'll be right there ready to take your call and service what you need because they are great people running great businesses. I got one on my chest right here, Code Ninjas, a great school for the kids, after-school programs to get them into coding, get them into technology. You know where that's going in our world. Get your kids a head start on all that good stuff. They'll learn some gaming, they'll learn how to build games, and they'll get outside too, so it's kind of an all-around well-rounded type school. Make sure you check them out with 4 great locations. We'll talk about the rest of Team Tommy Mac a little bit later on. Of course, we're going to talk about our Jags taking on Cleveland. We'll look around the NFL a little bit. Talk about Tua for a minute because we got it. That's hot off the presses. And we'll also talk about this Trevor Bank marketing thing that the Jags are doing this weekend. Just awful.
Don't
just
sound
awful.
so excited, Tom.
It's awful. I mean, it's just awful. I mean, no disrespect to Everbank. You're a great bank. You're a great sponsor. I don't want to rain on that. You know, and Trevor's your guy, but could you wait? I don't know. Maybe down the road. Maybe, I don't know. We're 8-2 and Trevor's just having a monster year. And then you call it Trevor Bank for the day. I don't know. Kid hasn't done anything overall. He's won 1 playoff game. And you put a lot of pressure on him. I think now don't they have to win? And doesn't he have to play outstanding? You're naming the bank after him? I tell you, we live in a weird era, man. We do. Like you get the praise and the reward before you actually do something. It's bizarre, but whatever. You know, I'm not hating on the guy. He's got to do what he's got to do. The only thing I will say is I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I would have said, you know what? I don't deserve to have anything named after me right now. I haven't done enough, and I need to lead this team to victory and not worry about whether you're calling the home field Trevor Bank or not in week 2 of my 4th year that, you know, out of a career that I really, you know, hasn't done much. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it, but whatever. They all choose to do it, and that's going to be it. It's not a big deal. I know it's not, you know, but at the end of the day, it's like, dude, come on. Seriously?
It is added unnecessary pressure, though. Because,
it's just ridiculous. Why? Why do it?
You can't show up to a game with the stadium named after you for the day and lose.
How about wait a little bit? Let's see how the year goes. Right?
This would be the type of marketing thing you would do, in my opinion, for like someone retired that was a great player That's what
something that's accomplished, something significant.
I don't like those types of things and those types of accolades and stuff while someone is still playing on the team. I think that stuff should come after a career when you can look back on things.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Patriots are doing stuff like that with Brady and Belichick nowadays.
Sure.
And Belichick will come, I think, a few years from now.
There must be some kind of banking, like, I don't know, you get, help buying a house. Maybe there's some kind of push from Everbank that Trevor's behind. I don't know. All I know is it's kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. We got to focus on football. We got to focus on winning. We got to focus on attention to detail with this team. I tell you, I went through the game like during the week. You should have won that game. And then you watch last night and Buffalo just kicking their ass.
Sickening.
Like they're nothing. Waddle and Hill did nothing. They threw all over us when Tua got it to them. So how good's Miami? How good are we? You can stop those questions by doing what? Kicking the crap out of Cleveland. That's how you stop it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I look back at last week, and they had every chance to win that game. Even with the turnover, even with the momentum swing, you still – and by the way, you answered with a field goal. You did. Then they did 2 drives, 2 separate field goals to win the game. We couldn't get off the field. We couldn't stop those last 2 drives. Run, pass, it didn't matter. They had some good play calls. They had some good runs. We couldn't stop them. So, and then on offense – This is the stuff that pisses me off, okay, if I may. And I'm going to, I showed it on Facebook earlier, okay? I'm going to give you the last 3 plays of the Jags offense against Miami. It's 4 minutes to go, and they have a chance to go down the field and get at least a field goal. Put your team in a position to score, okay? Everyone's going to call play call. But let me give it to you. First play, a run play, a counter tray, okay? Brenton Strange does a nice job blocking out the end. Ingram misses his block on Phillips, so Tank's got to cut early. Cam misses his seal block. How he ever let Long sneak in there. And no gain because Long hits him and then they gather. They tackle him right there for no gain. If Cam even just seals it, like, I don't know, do your job, that's a potential gain. It's not a no gain. Now, granted, like I said on the video, that end could have defeated the block, jumped and grabbed you, tripped you up after 3, 4, 5 yards, whatever. It's not 0. So that's number 1. Attention to detail. 2nd and 10. Trevor has a chance. He's got Gabe open on the damn sideline. He's got a crosser in front of him. You know what he's doing? He's tunnel visioning the Kirk curl route. Go watch it. He's watching Kirk the whole time. He doesn't even see the other guys until it's too late. He's got to have better awareness. That's on the quarterback right there. Now, up top, they ran a game. Ezra got beat because the penetration came in. He got up too high. They couldn't switch to guard and tackle, and Agba came underneath, and Trevor didn't see anybody else because he's focused on the curl, and he gets sacked. Now it's 3rd and 14. 3rd and 14, they drop back. Pressure's on from Phillips. Guess what? Ingram is supposed to chip him. He's supposed to chip Phillips. He barely puts a hand on him. I mean, I could have pushed him harder from my TV, through my TV. He barely touched him. Guy goes right around, sack, doesn't have a chance. There's no, by the way, the play call sucked. There's no crossing routes. There's nobody there to just dump. You could have maybe dumped it to ETN, but the guy was right on him. There was nobody open. It was a terrible play call. And you don't do the play the way you're supposed to. Everyone bitches about the play calling. Some of it's valid, but some of it is because the players are not doing their job. Simple as that. At least they didn't do it against Miami. Can they correct that and pay attention to detail, put this team away, and show the rest of the AFC that you're for real? Because right now, we don't know if you are. After watching Buffalo kick the crap out of Miami, we have no idea if this team is worth their medal at all in the AFC. We don't know. Show us. Show us in front of the home crowd.
It was sickening watching that game last night, knowing that the Jags pissed it away on Sunday. Knowing that the Jags were up big at half, had kicked their ass up and down the field for an entire half of football in their own stadium, and knowing this is week 2 now under the lights in their stadium, and one of their division rivals who just lost their 2 best receivers over the offseason came in and kicked their ass. Yep. The fact that one horrendous half of football is why you're not 1-0.
Yeah. And it's probably more like horrendous quarter and a few minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that first part of the third quarter wasn't bad. You're going back and forth.
Agreed.
But then it went, once the fumble happened.
It was the fumble
then
and
it was
after.
that,
right.
Then the bomb. But even still, you answer with a field goal. You're up 17-14 in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stop them.
Yeah.
And the offense has got to do a better job. You know what 4-minute offense is? You got to have a running attack that runs down the clock and then have some passes. Tank was working it. He was doing fine. I'm telling you, if you make that gosh darn block on first down in that last series, it's a different series. You might even be in a position to make a field goal. Just little things, man. It's on the player and it's on all of them. It's on all of them. It's on the player and the coach to make sure that you're paying attention to detail.
We talked about this on Monday. The 4-minute offense is still the Achilles heel of this team. When you don't have a good 4-minute offense that can shut and slam the door on an opponent because you're physically breaking them when you're already up and you've worn them down.
Yep.
In the NFL, if you can't do that, you're going to lose football games that you shouldn't. It's going to, the NFL is too talented. This isn't college.
No.
This isn't college where you might have the lead and you might not really do a good enough job closing it, but the other team might just hand you a stupid interception or something. Like, it's not like that in the league most of the time. Like, if you leave a door open, that team's going to bust through.
Right.
At some point, and it's like with the Dolphins offense, like I know they looked poor last night, but when you got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on the other side, you have to believe at some point they are going to make a play on you.
Right.
So while they are not, and while you are rolling on offense, you better put points on the board, man.
Yeah.
But by the time Tyreek, and I agree with you at this point, kind of looking back through now, it isn't just the fumble. Like, the fumble sucks, but like
part of it. That wasn't. They didn't give up the fumble. Didn't give up the 80-yard bomb.
Correct. And you could argue that they should have been up more when they gave up that Tyreek Hill touchdown, obviously because of the fumble, but also other drives before that. And then, look, man, no excuse that you don't get the ball right back and go down the field.
Go down the field.
I mean, come on. Like, that's arguably the most frustrating part is after you've just had this devastating 14-point swing in the game between the fumble and then the bomb.
You still have a chance to win the game.
You should be as motivated as ever to go give yourself a drive, go down their throats and score and say, no, we're not doing this today.
Right.
The crowd's back in it.
Right.
No, we're stopping this right now.
That, like I said, those last 3 plays, little things add up, and then you're done. And if you just would have taken care of the little things, you weren't done. Mm-hmm. You had a chance to keep going. So, like, again, and look, Trevor he was okay. He was great in the first half. Phenomenal. The throw to Brian Thomas Jr. was insane. The touchdown was absolutely insane.
I think it's the best throw of his career.
It was the anticipation, where he put it, everything. It was just phenomenal. Second half, he misses some things. He doesn't see everything. Like that one play I'm telling you about. I'm watching, I'm going, damn. First of all, Kirk's taking forever to do the curl route. I don't know why. He just is. Everybody else is open. That's when you got as a QB, and I'm not a QB, but I know enough about this. That's when you take what they give you. You take what they give you. Oh, you're going to leave Gabe open on the sideline? By the way, I'm looking that way. It's not like I was over here and I had to come over to him. The curl route's right next to Gabe. Right? I'm looking in the camera. Here's the curl, and Gabe's over here. You're telling me I can't and flick it? By the way, the defender was off 7 yards and backpedaling, or not backpedaling, but going the other way.
Yeah.
Maybe it's now, that was 2nd and 10. Maybe now it's 3rd and 2, not 3rd and 14 because you took a sack.
A couple of years ago.
Little things like that, man. It got to be better. Got to be better.
A couple of years ago, when he was still playing, when Brady was still with the Bucs, and Leftwich was the coordinator. Remember that? The Pivot, Fred Taylor's podcast, they went down to training camp. They did a thing with Byron.
Yep.
And they asked him, what's the number one thing you notice about Tom Brady that makes him so great? And he said, if you give him something defensively that's, 5-6 yards, whatever, he will take it.
Right.
First down, second down, he will take it. And obviously, situationally, if it's 4th and 4, whatever, you got to do something. But he was like, literally any soft spot the defense might have and might be giving you, he will take advantage. So he's always putting himself in a better position to see the next play.
Well, and he pre-snap read. He knows where he's going. And I wouldn't expect, a 4-year quarterback to know what a 12-year quarterback knows, when it comes to that kind of pre-snap. But eventually he's got to pick that stuff up and know exactly where to go. All I'm saying, look, they didn't lose the game because of Trevor, so please don't think that. I'm not saying that. It's a combined thing. It's a combined thing, like when plays don't work, whether it's, you miss the block, you miss the catch, you miss the throw's a little bit off, maybe a little bit high. He's got to make a really good catch, or the ball hits in your hands and you drop it. I mean, anyway, all right, so that's last week. All right, so this week, look, let's be honest here. Cleveland's defense is very good, okay? Myles Garrett had a foot injury yesterday at practice. I think he'll play, but regardless, he's one of the best defenders in the game. They've got a very good corner in Denzel Ward. They got other players that are pretty good players. They're a very good defense. Although Dallas put up 33 on them, 1 was a return on a punt, and 4 were field goals. Still giving up the points, but it wasn't like they killed the crap out of them. However, they are good enough to stymie They're good enough to stymie our offense if you let them, if you don't win at the line of scrimmage. There's no doubt about that. Offensively, they're not very good, okay? They're not good. Now, they may get their right tackle back. They may get their left tackle back. I think the right tackle's got a better chance. Conklin, a better chance to play this week. They didn't play last week. They struggled. They gave up 6 sacks last week to Dallas. Dallas is a phenomenal pass rushing team. Phenomenal. Okay, so we're okay. We're okay. I mean, Trayvon had a good day. Eric, I want to see more out of Hines Allen. Thank you. I must call him Smith. I don't know why I should call him Hines Ward Allen, but I'll call him Hines Allen. We need to see a little bit more out of him. But you got to get after Deshaun. And by the way, there's new allegations out, new lawsuit. You got to go after him mentally, physically. You got to go after him. They're a team. Look, and maybe they already knew. The public, I don't think, knew. But didn't you think this whole Deshaun Watson stuff was over? I mean, he did the 21 settlements. I felt like it's over. Now he's got a really serious allegation out against him. And I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to get into it. But those are major distractions. So my point is, you got to put them away early and then keep them down. Okay, great point by Dempsey in the show, because I said I didn't really have a problem with play calling overall. And overall, I didn't. However, I was corrected in the second half. Not one time did we go max protect and send Brian Thomas Jr. down the field. Not once in the second half. We need to do that kind of stuff. I agree with that. When all else failed, send the young kid down the field and see if he can outrun everybody and see if my QB can put it on him. Maybe get a PI.
That's a dangerous
maybe get
man.
the PI.
That's a dangerous man down the field right there.
He is. Yeah,
he
good.
showed it.
I love him.
He showed. I think it's limited. We need a bigger sample size to really know this for sure.
I agree.
But just from what we've seen, this really seems like a guy that's going to keep D coordinators up at night.
I love him. I love him more that what he started talking smack to Ramsey.
Oh, I love that.
That was
so
good. I was
much,
like,
man.
that a boy. Good for you, man.
I love the
Take
fact
no grief
that
off
he's
nobody. Rookie
I
or
love
not.
that he's like a pretty quiet guy, like generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that he turns into a different animal on the field.
Yep.
And, man, talking mess like that. Look, we have our feelings about Jalen here in Jacksonville. He's still one of the best corners in the game.
No, without question.
So to be a rookie, to be a rookie and say nothing at first, cook him off the line, cost him and his team 50 yards and a touchdown, and then start talking mess. That's
the kind of guy you want. Yeah, he backs it up, and it's all good with him talking that smack. We got to see a little bit more of that. So hopefully we do. Tyson Campbell goes to IR, it looks like. I don't know for how long. I don't know. I feel bad. I'm glad the kid got paid, so it's not on Tyson. But that's why you don't pay him. He had the same injury last year. You wait and see if he's going to turn out. I don't know. That would be me, but I'm glad he got paid. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for players getting paid. But, I mean, you look at Miami last night. I mean, just paid Tua. And if he walks, you're paying him a lot of money to walk. You know what I mean? Now, they got it. I don't feel sorry for the owners. Don't get me wrong. But the mere principle of it, I think, from the organization standpoint, like, I mean, I don't know. If I'm Shad Khan, I'm like, why did I pay Tyson Campbell if he was just going to injure his hamstring again? Right? Maybe he was susceptible to hamstring. I don't know. Did we check it out enough? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to extend him, but you did. And now he's not going to be out there for you. That's a kick in the nuts is what it is. It's tough. Look at Cleveland. Giving Deshaun Watson $250 million guaranteed money. Tell me they didn't know anything. This is I got to watch my tongue with the NFL because I don't want the big machine coming after me. They're worse than the mafia and the government, trust me. But you telling me they didn't know and they just didn't work out some kind of deal?
No, of course.
Come on.
The way his contract was set up tells you they knew.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he got traded there and all these allegations were coming and the Cleveland knew the league was going to suspend him.
Yep.
So that they paid him the $250 guaranteed, which at the time was record setting.
Right.
And it's still the only 100% guaranteed contract.
It is. Dak beat is guaranteed by $1 million.
But it's the only
fully guaranteed.
Yeah. Where 100% of the contract is guaranteed.
It's fully guaranteed.
So $250 million, that's a bunch of money annually.
Right.
His first year there was only $1 million.
Right.
His first year was only getting paid $1 million.
Right.
That's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
That the Browns knew. You cannot tell me that behind the scenes, the league and the Browns were not kind of figuring something out. Like, hey, we kind of know this is what's going to go on. We're going to pay him a ton. Like, let's figure something out. Okay, first year, it's just going to be this $1 million.
Yeah.
You guys suspend him, do what you need so that give him the
It was all
ramifications
a
he deserves.
planned deal.
Of course it was. It's not a coincidence that randomly the first year is only $1 million.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, right.
Come on now.
Right. Well, look, that's just advantage Jags. Go after them. Hurt them physically, mentally, emotionally. I'd be bringing that lawsuit up. I'd be bringing everything up. I'd be harassing the heck out of him, and I think they'll do it. Deontay Foreman may get some runs, some carries. He didn't play last week. I'm not worried about Jerome Ford. He had like 40 yards last week. They only had like 230 yards of total offense against Dallas. They gave up 6 sacks. Not a real running game. We're not going to be facing Njoku, so that's nice because he kicked the crap out of us last year. Couldn't even cover him.
Nope.
So hopefully that you don't have to worry about that. On defense, look, they got some ball players, man. They got some beef inside with Dalvin Tomlinson, a big defensive tackle. Myles Garrett, of course. Zadarius Smith, the old Green Bay Packer, who had a sack last week. Maybe he's coming on for them. Devin Bush, a decent linebacker who Pittsburgh drafted. Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome II. Martin Emerson Jr., he's a young kid. I don't know much about him. He's their other corner. And then Del Pitt's one of their safeties. So they got some players on defense. And, again, we're going to have to get the ball moving, get some rhythm, get some balance, take some shots. I don't know. I guess, let me ask you this. And you only want wins. That's really all that matters, right? Okay. Do you ever feel like, when, and again, it's not on Trevor, but he is our franchise QB, and he's supposed to be this generational type talent. When does he take over a game? Consistently. You know what I mean? Game's on the line, I do everything right, and we go down and score, and we win the game. They're breaking down our running game. It's not going anywhere. I'm just going to take this team, put it on my back. I'm going to throw. I'm going to run. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win this ball game. Are you waiting for that? Because I'm kind of waiting. And it's not just him. It's part of the system. And maybe Doug doesn't care about that. Maybe Doug just wants him to run the system. We're going to have some runs. Look, it's not like, Josh Allen threw for 400 yards last night. He did. I think he threw for 1 something.
Yeah,
but a lot.
And it's not every week.
Yeah.
With the star quarterbacks that do that, it's not every week they do it. It's honestly not even most of the season.
Yeah.
But it'll be like maybe 2 to 3 regular season games a year, and then particularly when playoff time comes, and they absolutely got to have it. Maybe offense has been struggling all day, but screw that. We got to go get us a drive.
Find a way to get it done.
And obviously Mahomes is the best at it.
He is.
Brady was when he was playing.
Yep.
We've seen Burrow do that when healthy.
Yep.
We've seen Josh Allen do it, and we've seen him screw it up with picks.
Yep. You kind of live and die by his sword.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In fairness, now that I think about it a little bit more, Mahomes makes it feel like it happens a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much other QBs are doing that consistently. Burrow, I think, is probably the next best guy to do it, but he's always hurt.
He's hurt. He's off a little bit.
But I do absolutely hear what you're saying, though. Like, when is the time that, look, man, we got a minute and a half right now.
Yep.
We're down 3. And
Drive
Trevor
down
says,
and score.
Bump this.
Right.
We're scoring a touchdown come hell or high water.
Right.
I'm a run for 12 here. I'm a throw for 12 here.
Yep.
I'm gonna get us a roughing the passer if I need. I'm gonna get us a PI down. I'm gonna do something to get this ball in the end zone.
No, absolutely.
I agree with you.
And it's not yards. I don't care about the yards. I care about touchdown interception ratio, and I care about the win. Now, okay, let's just look at like the last 3 plays that I talked about. First play's not on him. That's a running play. That should have been better. The second play is on him because he should have seen Gabe at least or the crosser, but he didn't. He was fixated on the curl. Had a little tunnel vision on that one. The third one, I know Phillips came out. The Ingram did miss a chip, right? Phillips comes around. He did have a chance to kind of escape out right and take off and go. Easier said than done. But those are the types of things you expect out of him, right? Okay, everything breaks down. I got to make a play, So I'm expecting that out of Josh Hines-Allen too, man. You're the big Bucks guy. Like, you got to show up every game. And you showed up. I'm not saying you had a bad game. I'm not saying that at all. And again, you look at it from a macro, it was a good outing. Now, granted, we don't know how good Miami is anymore, but let's say they're wild card, caliber type team, right? Just like us, I mean, we're very, very similar in that regard. But you gotta make sure that you don't allow what happened last week to happen again. So then, 2nd and 10, he throws the ball out. 3rd and 10, maybe make a play. Again, it's not all on Trevor, but those are the types of things I'm expecting this to happen. Josh Allen, same thing, like I was saying. So we got to have our big players step up. And look, this is a very winnable game. We're going to go over the stats in just a minute. It's only one game of stats, so you can't, put too much credence into it. But it shows a little bit. Look, they were terrible on 3rd down, but so were we on both sides of the ball. They were good on defense on 3rd down, even though they gave up 33 points. And again, one passing touchdown and one rushing touchdown by the Cowboys last week. So they didn't tear them up. I mean, Dak had 170 yards, something like that. It wasn't he gave up a ton. I think they gave up 280.
4th down as well.
What's that?
For the Jags on offense.
Just,
I got to say something.
Go ahead. I got to say it too, but go ahead.
Good. It was a terrible play call, in my opinion. Don't like how they approached that whatsoever.
I don't like the decision
They should have punted the ball. I agree.
Yep.
In the moment, I was like, you need to punt this ball.
Yep.
Anyways, I hate to say it, but once ETN saw there was nothing there and he tried to cut it back, the play Jalen Ramsey made to get all the way back across.
Oh, yeah. No, I know.
Was one of the most impressive plays I've seen in some time. I hate saying it, but it's just the truth, man.
No doubt. He chased him down from the other side.
For him to stop, see that ETN is cutting back the other way, come back, fight through all the traffic on both teams, and make that play.
Yep.
Because I think if Jalen is not there, there's a non-zero chance ETN gets the 1st down.
Yeah. It's still a terrible call.
It was an awful call. Awful call.
Yesterday in the filming of The Horse's Mouth, we had 2 ladies from a 3rd-generation barber shop in Ponte Vedra. I don't have the name in front of me. I'm sorry. But she says that she cuts Doug and Trent's hair. I said, all right. And this is why we were taping. I said, do me a favor. Next time you get Doug in the chair, don't clip his ear, but grab it with a pair of scissors in your other hand and just tell him next time he goes for it on 4th down with a lead in the 4th quarter on his own 30, you're taking the tip off. It's just coming off. I mean, come on, man. Brazen's one thing. A little ridiculous is another. I don't care what the nerdy analytics say either. You go by your gut in that one. And look, if you really believed in your defense, your punter was killing it all day. He would have pinned him. And then if you believe in your defense, you're going 3 and out. You get the ball back.
And
why do you have to be so aggressive right then and there? And after a timeout, by the way, I forgot about that. After the TV timeout, you're still going to do it. Like nobody, I don't know. That's, there's one thing to be, brazen. Like I said, there's one thing to be not as smart as you need to be. I won't call him dumb because he's a smart guy, but nonetheless, not good. So I don't want to see any of that. I'm expecting the bank to be rocking the same. It's a whiteout. Did you hear that? A whiteout. Wear white. White top at least. Okay.
I know it's the NFL rule or whatever, but God, this is the game to wear those white helmets they're going to wear.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That with the black jerseys, this would be perfect. The white, this would look clean, in my opinion.
Look, I got them winning, and I think I called 24-12. But if you let this team hang around, they got to. That's the thing about the NFL. The talent level, the athletic skill of each player on every team is pretty close. It's not that way in college. You can go up against a team in college, every position's better than you, athletically, physically, and all that stuff. Not in the pros. That's why anybody can beat anybody in the pro, because they're good enough to play in the NFL, or they wouldn't be there. But this is a game you got to win. Now, I'm not calling must win. Gosh, I mean, it's just so aggravating. Again, the hype of the preseason, we're different, You look good at times, but man, you gotta be a killer, man. Put them away. Let's see you put Cleveland away.
Please.
And do it in front of the hometown crowd.
Please.
And Everbank, God love you. I'm not going to disrespect you. You're a great company in this, and we're happy that you're the sponsor of the stadium. But you just put a lot of pressure on this young man, and I don't think it's very smart at this time. Now, Trevor can handle it. He's a big boy. Not saying that, but I don't know. It would have been great, I don't know, last home game of the year when we're going to the playoffs and he's had a monster year and we're like, hey, damn right, it's Trevor Field. It's Trevor Day. It's Trevor City. Trevorville. We'll call it all of it. I don't care. But I don't know, man. I just, when that came across, I was like, you got to be beeping me. What? Anyway, that's all right. I'll still be there cheering you on, man. Cheering you on. No doubt about it. All right, let's take a look at the stats, shall we? As I do each and every week. Brought to you by my good friends at Team Tommy Mac. I'll talk you all the way about them. Chris Lucero's bail bonds, baby. Number one name in the bail game. Gets you out in a blink, man. Him and his team ready for you 24/7. 904-822-2245. Carpet Man Flooring. More than just LVP. Carpet Man's LVP. Luxury vinyl planking. I'm talking tile. I'm talking hardwood. I'm talking carpet, highest quality at the lowest prices, always, each and every time. So when you're getting ready to redo your flooring at your home or your office, make sure you check out Carpet Man Flooring, located in Orange Park on Wells Road and out on St. John's Bluff Road near Craig Airfield and Atlantic Boulevard. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. That's right, all you contractors and you home builders doing work inside, let them put one of their big canisters out there for you, and they'll let you fill it up, and they'll take it away and bring it back if you need them to. They do a great job. Veteran owned and operated. They love hiring veterans too. 844-GET-JDOG. 844-GET-JDOG. If you got junk that you think's junk, they refurbish that junk and they give it to veteran families that are in need. A great, great company. They all are. Azar Sausage Company. I saw the boys the other day working hard and expanding their operation. Because why? Because they're simply the best. You can catch them in your Winn-Dixie. You can catch them in Native Son, all your local grocers, in your favorite dish or in a bun. Azar Sausage is the one. I talked about Code Ninjas already. Check them out in their 4 great locations all throughout Northeast Florida. Get your kids the upper leg on some technology. I didn't do it, but they didn't have that available at the time. I don't know if I'd do it because I was such a meathead back in the day, but I'd want my kids to do it because that gets them a little bit ahead in the technology world. They'll do it for you at Code Ninjas. Michael Nickus' State Farm Agency, my agent for over 20 years. Give a shot to be yours. Home office, he takes care of it for you. Him and his team available 24/7. Home, auto, life, and supplemental health all covered. 904-777-6888. Family Tradition Specialty Foods, home of Coconut Joe's hot sauces, and the Pineapple Ghost is available, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Make sure you go to FamilyTraditionsSpecialtyFoods.com. Go shop. That's right there, easy for you to do. Go to the cart and then plug in Pound Team Tommy Mac in the discount code bar, and you will receive a BOGO free. Damn right you will. How you doing, Jay Smooth, my man? Jay Smooth checking us out here on Facebook. Newmark Phoenix Realty Group. Best commercial real estate group here in town. Commercial, office, industrial, retail, investments, development. They do it all. They've been together since 93. I used to work for the guys. We're still good buddies. Give them a chance for all your commercial real estate needs. They do it right every single time, led by some great, great people. 904-399-5222. Freedom Finance is there for you. Courtney Myers is ready to help you out and your business for anything financial you need. He can be a fractional CFO for you. He can help you with forecasting, help you with accounting, help you with fundraising. Courtney Myers has been doing it for many years. He's helped a lot of businesses, and he'll help yours as well. Make sure you're financially ready to start a new business or grow your business. Give him a call, 620-897-7079. The Salt Air Inn and Suites, right there 4 blocks from Atlantic Ocean on Atlantic Boulevard. A great boutique hotel with concierge service. It's really, I've sent many people there. They absolutely love it. Got a little pool. You're 2 blocks from all the action. You go to the beach, come back, drop in the pool, get showered up, walk right back. You're hitting bars, you're hitting restaurants, you're hitting a damn good time. All from Salt Air Inn and Suites. Of course, I want to thank 1010XL being a part of the family. Please check out TommyMac.net and also check out my newer YouTube channel at TommyMac55. Jay Smooth, how you doing, my man? one of the greatest receivers of all time, one of my very, very good friends, Jimmy Smith, checking us out. I know he's got to like Brian Thomas Jr. with, man, he runs smooth routes, that young man does. We'll see if he can do something this weekend. Look, like I said, Denzel Ward's a really good corner. I mean, he's one of the better corners in the game. I want to see him one-on-one. Hey, I mean, look, you saw what he could do. Wouldn't you test that? Like, at least once a half? Wouldn't you? If you had Brian Thomas at your helm, wouldn't you just go max protect? Go.
Yes.
Go.
Yes. Yes.
And
yes,
read
yes,
the safety.
Yes.
Maybe you can fake in and then come out. Maybe do whatever. I don't care what you do. Just get down the field.
Something
and let's see.
explosive deep down the field. Yes, I've said this so many times for so long. This spans coaching staffs. This spans quarterbacks for the Jaguars. This spans a lot of time. And they have not had deep threats and have not utilized deep threats when they have had them.
Yep.
Look, man, you have to in today's NFL, you have to have someone that threatens the defense down the field, and you have to let them know that you're willing to test it.
Right.
Because if you don't, all this underneath stuff they do, basically all their other pass catchers are underneath guys. Ingram as a tight end is
Gabe's 20 yards a catch. I like Gabe. I got to see more Gabe.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I'm thinking more Kirk and Ingram.
I'm with you.
They're underneath, mismatch on linebackers.
Yep.
You know, shake and bake, wiggle for 5-10.
That's how the offense is set up.
And when you have the guy that can take the top off and you force those DBs and those backers to play softer coverage, now my Kirks can eat.
That's right.
Now my Ingrams can eat. Now even coming out of the backfield, ETN can eat. Like, that changes everything.
You're telling me, let me ask you this. Now Jalen's a brash guy, right? And he backs it up. He's a great player.
Of course.
You telling me he wasn't a little scared that young guy took off? Are you kidding me? He was like, whoa, wait. I better get on my horse and
that
keep up with
first
this young
play, he
man.
was like, man, yeah, absolutely.
So you got to attack that a little bit better. All right, let's go through the stats as we do each and every week. Points per game, yards per catch, yards per attempt, plus completion percentage, third down conversion, fourth down conversion, sacks, picks, and turnover ratio. Let's start with our Jags, shall we? Of course, last week they scored 17. Defense gave up 20 points. Now, as we go on during the year, these stats become really, really more and more important. And a lot of it's yards per carry and third down and fourth down conversion. That's what I get into. And then the turnover margin, right? You're 11 weeks in, you're going to tell a lot. These stats will tell a lot about where teams are at. So you got to keep it in perspective. It's only one game, but it'll give you at least a little bit of a baseline to go with. All right, so we gave up 20 points on defense. We scored 17. I'll go to the Browns. We'll go back and forth. They scored 17 on offense, same as us against Dallas, but gave up 33. Granted, 4 field goals and then 2 touchdowns. The other touchdown was from a punt return, I believe. So we'll see how they do there. Yards per carry, pretty interesting. Offenses, both of us at 4.9. Of course, Deshaun had most of that. Jerome Ford did not do a lot in the running game. So you got to kind of balance that out. We were at a 4.9 per carry. Look, Tank looked really good, man. He looked really good. He missed timing once, and I'm telling you, if that thing was blocked up on that first down, he would have had a big game. I like the way he runs. He runs very tough. I know a lot of people like, he's the best pure running back. I don't know if I believe that yet. Like, we're so quick to jump on, he's superstar. You know what I mean? Let the kid work his way into this thing and continue to grow and continue to get better. And look, he's part of the package. I want to see, what I'd like to see is him be that kind of, I don't think he's going to be a power back. You know what I mean? He runs violently, but not a power back. But I do want to see him as a guy that, hey, man, we need to get this running game going, to get that 4 minutes, to get that clock moving. We need you to pound. All right, we'll use ETN the way we use him, and then you too, but we need you to pound a little bit. So if they can get him going, that'd be pretty good. Our defense gave up 3.2 yards a carry last week. The only thing I'm going to say about that, last 2 series, HN had some really good carries. So did Wilson. Jeff Wilson.
Yep.
He had a 14-yard, he had a 9. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, okay, I know we shut him down for 3 quarters, but that don't mean anything anymore. I got to shut him down now. I can't have their third-string quarterback coming off the bench and ripping off a 14-yarder, ripping off a 9-yarder. You know what I mean? Those things start adding up, and then Achane does his thing, and then there's a couple swing passes or screens. They did a great job setting it up, and we couldn't stop them. So 3.2 I'll take. That'll rank high in the defensive category in the NFL, but it's got to be better during crunch time. The Browns, 4.9, like I said, they gave up 4.1 yards a carry. And a lot of it was to Ezekiel Elliott. Not saying he's a bad player, but I don't think Zeke's the same Zeke, is he? Good for him if he is. But he averaged 4 yards a carry himself. So that'll be interesting to see if we can get some running game going on the Cleveland Browns. They're built for it up front. That Delvin Thomason's a beast of a defensive tackle. And you got Miles and the other guys, but he's going to be one you have to really move out of the way.
Tommy, I think you're more explosive than Zeke these days.
I don't know about that, buddy. I might break in half. I know my Achilles would go. That's for sure. All right, yards per attempt plus percentage. Not bad for us for Trev. 7.7 yards per attempt. Going down the field, great. 57% completion percentage. Not great. Got to be better there. Defense, we gave up 9.1. Granted, that big 80-yarder, that's gonna curve that. 62%. Waddle had a big one too, though. 62% completion percentage. The Browns, excuse me. 3.8 yards per pass last week at 53%. Horrendous. Defense, so 5.6 yards attempt, 59%. They got a good pass defense. There's no doubt about that. Third down, we all know it. We're 2 for 10 on offense. Our defense was 8 for 16. Both of those suck. They do. I'm sorry. You don't want me to say that word, but I'm saying it because they're terrible. And you can't win, especially close games, if you don't convert on third down and your defense don't get off the field on third down. I would expect that to be better. They're even worse on offense. They were 13.3% conversion rate last week against the Cowboys. Absolutely terrible. Their defense, though, 28.57. So 28.6, they're kicking ass on defense on third down. We got to convert on third down. 2 out of 10. It's amazing to me. For 2 years, well, early this year, but last year, third down sucked all year for the most part. On offense, it did. We finished I forget what it was. I did the stats, but in the 30s, it's not good enough. You got to be better on third down. Third down is key. It is, and fourth down, because the more teams go for it on fourth down. Browns have gone for it for 5 times, made it 3 out of 5. Defense hasn't given up any. We haven't. We're 0 for 1 and 0 for 2 on D. But it's amazing to me with all the talent we have that we can't convert better on third down. Got to be better. Got to be better. No doubt about it. Sacks, we got 3. We gave up 3. They got 3. We gave up 6. Browns, not they. I mean they, not we. Interception 0 for us on both sides. He threw 2. Deshaun did last week. Defense didn't have any. We're -1. They're -2 in turnover ratios. So there you have it. On paper, yeah, we should beat them. We should beat them. This team, I don't want to call it a must-win, but this is a statement game. Okay? Because now if you don't beat the Browns, you're 0-2 in the conference. That's not going to kill you, but it doesn't help matters at all.
I'll call it a must-win.
Second game of the year, it's a must-win.
You can't be
sad.
I don't disagree, but we've all seen the percentages of teams that go 0-2 and then make the playoffs. It's 11%.
I know.
So that's significant. And then you factor in, man, look, you saw how good the Bills looked last night. Your next game is at Buffalo under the lights.
And they got something to prove to you because last time you beat them in London,
Correct.
They're going to want some revenge.
Correct. Yep. Your next game is in Orchard Park under the lights on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
You can't be 0-2 walking into that game. I got news for you. I know that
Have they named Buffalo their home field Josh Allen Field for a day or at all? No, not Josh Allen Field today.
That's a good point, man.
This Sunday.
That's a good
Next
point.
Sunday. I wonder if Arrowhead, they could call it Patrick Mahomes Field. Have they done that yet for him?
Not to my knowledge.
Not even for a day. I mean, I'm not talking for the year, or forever, but for a game?
Not to my knowledge.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Let's throw a party here. Throw a bash. Kegs everywhere. Dad bods will play. Who cares if they win or not? We're just partying. Screw it.
I mean, if the dad bots played, then that would be electric, though.
It would be.
But
I want them to win so bad. I'm not trying to be funny. It's a tough business. It is. But come on, man. You can't. I can't stand hype when you don't back it up. I can't stand talk when you don't back it up. I can't stand swagger when you don't back it up. Well, swagger you don't have if you don't back it up. You got to back up swagger. I just can't stand it. You know what I mean? It's like you're phony. You're not real. You know what I mean? It just irks me to the core when it's like that.
Yeah.
I just can't handle it. What were you saying? I didn't mean to cut you up.
I was just saying, I'll say this is a must-win because it's not to say that they can't go beat the Bills next week. I'll be at that game. I'd certainly want them to.
Yeah.
But, Vegas picks teams that they think are going to win and lose each game, right? The Bills are going to be favored in that game.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to break the news for everybody now.
Definitely.
The Bills are going to be favored in that game. You cannot be 0-2 heading into a third game where you are the underdog.
Right.
Okay, because now you're staring 0-3 right in the face. And I don't know the percentages for teams that go 0-3, but I'm sure it's really bad.
You're going to have to fight your ass off for a wild card is what's going to have to happen.
So to me, this is a must-win.
But for the record, and as we look around, like Indy, they lost a close one to Houston. They got Green Bay. Green Bay, I mean, without that QB, what the heck are they going to do? And then Houston's got Chicago at home. No disrespect to my Bear friends, my Bear fan friends, but Houston should kill Chicago. I think. I mean, I'm expecting Houston to be a really tough team. Now you're 2-0, or they're 2-0, and you're 0-2. No, man, come on. No. You got to win this game. So in that regard, I agree with you. Must win. It's a statement win. Like, okay, last week was last week, but go out there and beat the crap out of the Browns, can you? Go out there and harass that quarterback. You signed all these contracts, all these big money players. Go play big. Go play big. Like you're one of the best in the league every single time you take the field, and you'll win the game. That's all I'm asking for. I don't think it's too much. I got to go. I got beers and wings waiting for me over at Culhane's Irish Pub. I tell you what, Irish Pub, Culhane's has some great wings. Great. I get the Caribbean jerk rub every time. Extra cooked with Heineken's. And I'm looking forward to this Friday.
Beers.
Well, actually, now. It's like, in about 2 minutes.
Beers, wings, boys.
Yeah.
That's all you need in life.
Yeah. At least for the moment in time.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'm talking on like a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Talk ball
time
with the fellas.
That's right.
Oh, sorry. Beers, wings, ball, boys.
There you go. Perfect. All right, that's going to do it for the Catching Up with Tommy Mac episode this time around. I wish you nothing but a great weekend. All you high school players out there, near and far, stay safe, play your ass off, play hard, go 110%, and you won't get hurt. And good luck to your teams. College teams, great. BC, Missouri tomorrow. Missouri, number 6 overall. BC, top 24. How about that? 24th in the country. We'll see if they get it done. And then hopefully our Jags can get a victory here for the hometown crowd. Till next time, stay safe, be cool, and we'll see you right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac.